Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, 2019. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NBA and baseball games, look ahead to tonight's games, preview and predict tonight's game ones of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Masters, my best bet, but we have to start with the biggest news of last night. Magic Johnson resigns as Los Angeles Lakers president of basketball operations. This is an absolute stunner. The Lakers played last night. He announced it before the game, out of the blue. He didn't even tell Jeannie Buss because he was afraid that she'd be upset, but Jeannie later came out with a tweet thanking him for being in the organization. But I don't think Magic did a good job at his job other than bringing in LeBron James. He botched attempts to get Paul George and Anthony Davis, which really, I think, set the team back a little bit, especially the Davis one, because the team was playing well. LeBron gets hurt, but there's nothing they could do about that. But the Davis trade rumors got to the kids, and that really affected their play. I thought it was certain that Luke Walton was going to be fired, and believe it or not, Jeannie gave Magic permission to fire him, but Magic decides to resign out of the blue. Like I said, an absolute stunner. Luke Walton currently still in a job, but I'm not sold that he saved his job because Magic resigned. I know Jeannie liked Luke, but like I said, Jeannie gave Magic permission to fire him, so maybe it's up to Rob Pelinka, who's still in the organization as their GM, to let go of Walton or to keep Walton. I still think he's going to get fired. Tyronn Lue is the obvious frontrunner for this job, although I do not think he's that great of a coach. I just think that he had success because he had LeBron James on his roster in Cleveland as well as Kyrie Irving. And I think that they should go after like a better coach. Like if David Fizdale didn't take the Knicks job last year, he'd be a good fit with the Lakers in my mind. And there's some other guys out there that I think are better off for this job than Tyronn Lue or even Jason Kidd for that matter. I don't like Jason Kidd as a candidate for that job. He was okay with the Nets, took them to the playoffs, and then quit after 1 year to go to the Bucks. He underachieved with those Bucks teams badly, missed the playoffs a few times with Giannis on his roster. And now Giannis is playing for a better coach in Budenholzer, and now they're with the best record in the NBA going into the playoffs. So that's just proof that Jason Kidd isn't a competent NBA head coach either. So the Lakers are a little bit in turmoil, obviously, right now with this stunning resignation of Magic. Where they go next with terms of head coach. I do not love Ty Lue or Jason Kidd. Maybe somebody emerges that gets fired and becomes available, like Billy Donovan. Let's say if he got fired from Oklahoma City because they lost in the first round to Houston, I think that would be a good hire. Another one, for example, if Terry Stotts gets let go in Portland, if they lose in the first round to Utah, I think that would be a good hire. I don't think Fizdale's getting fired from the Knicks. That would be stunning, even though they are only going to finish with 15 or 16 wins, and they obviously didn't have Porzingis, and then they traded Porzingis, so I don't think Fizdale's going to be available, because I think they know that they're going to be better next year with a good draft pick and potentially some good free agents coming to New York, so I don't think Fizdale is going to be available. I just think that would have been the perfect fit for the Lakers. Another name I heard in the mix with ties to Fizdale, and that's Juwan Howard, in which he worked with Fizdale under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Juwan Howard, one of the better assistants in the league. I wonder if he'd get an opportunity. That, I think, would be better work than Ty Lue or Jason Kidd, to be honest. Any other possible names that could emerge from this if they get fired? I don't think Philly's firing Brett Brown. But yeah, if anybody gets fired because their team underachieved in the playoffs, like Terry Stotts or Billy Donovan, I think those two would be good hires. because I think those two coaches have done great with their respective teams. And especially if Stotts loses his job, if that's the case, that's just a time run its course situation, because I think that he's gotten a lot out of his teams in Portland, especially after LaMarcus Aldridge left, and everybody thought they were going to be headed for a rebuild, and then they end up making the playoffs. And Damian Lillard's emergence as a franchise guy, CJ McCollum making that jump into a quality NBA player. So I think if he's let go in Portland, I think the Lakers should target him. And then I think Doc Rivers is staying with the Clippers. That rumor was out there about a month ago that he would switch to the Lakers, but I don't see Doc leaving the Clippers because I think he knows that they're getting free agents there potentially, like the Knicks with Fizdale. Except obviously the Clippers have had a better season than the Knicks, a much better season because they're in the playoffs and obviously the Knicks are not. And so cross Doc Rivers' name off. So should be interesting. In terms of a president of basketball operations, do they promote Rob Pelinka? A lot of people are linking Kobe to the job because obviously Kobe's agent was Rob Pelinka, and I don't think Kobe wants to be back in the business. That would, to me, just be another typical Lakers bringing back past people to make the fan base excited type of a move. But if I'm the Lakers, I try to go after somebody that had experience and was good at it, that got let go. I don't think Phil Jackson wants to get back in the game. He obviously was awful with the Knicks. He did a worse job with the Knicks than Magic Johnson did with the Lakers. That's how bad Phil Jackson was. I don't think they're bringing him back. Maybe Jerry West. I think that would be a viable candidate to replace Magic Johnson. He obviously has done a great job with the Clippers by rebuilding that roster. We were talking about Doc Rivers' chances of going there. I think there's a better chance of Jerry West leaving Clippers for Lakers. That, to me, should be the guy that the Lakers are targeting to replace Magic Johnson. We'll talk about more of this tomorrow. Maybe Luke Walton will be out of a job tomorrow, so we'll get more into it. So let's go on to the results from last night in the NBA, where some teams are obviously fighting for playoff positioning. Some teams obviously eliminated, and big-name former superstars playing their final home games. Hornets over the Cavaliers, 124-97. Charlotte keeps their playoff hopes alive. They are 39-42. Cleveland's 19-63. Kemba Walker at 23. Colin Sexton had 18. Pistons over the Grizzlies, 100-93. With that Pistons win, the Miami Heat were eliminated from playoff contention. Detroit's 40-41. Memphis is 32-49. Ish Smith had 22 for Detroit, and DeLon Wright had 15 for Memphis. Celtics over the Wizards, 110-116, or it was vice versa, obviously. Boston sat Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Kyrie Irving, and Gordon Hayward, and they still found the way to win. They finished the season 49-33. Washington finishes at 32-50. Celtics are locked into that 4th seed. Terry Rozier at 21. Thomas Satoransky had 19. Heat over the 76ers, 122-99. Miami eliminated from playoff contention. This was Dwayne Wade's final home game. Miami finishes at 39-42. Philly 50-31. Dwayne Wade 30 in his final NBA game at home. Greg Monroe had 18 for Philly. Raptors over the Timberwolves, 120-100. Toronto's not playing for anything. They have the 2 seed locked up. 58-24 they finished, and then Minnesota's 36-45. Kawhi Leonard had 20. Gorgie Dang had 16. Warriors over the Pelicans, 112-103. Warriors 57-24. New Orleans 33-49. Jahlil Okafor had 30 for New Orleans, and DeMarcus Cousins had 21 in his return to New Orleans. Mavericks over the Suns, 120-109. Dirk Nowitzki's final game, or final home game, I should say, 33-48 on the year. Phoenix 19-63. Dirk had 30, and Jamal Crawford had a whopping 51 points for the Suns. Knicks over the Bulls, 96-86. New York 17-64. Chicago 22-59. New York has the worst record locked up, so it makes sense that they're winning games. Dennis Smith Jr. had 25 for the Knicks, and Ryan, Acriano had 14 for the Bulls. Jazz over the Nuggets 118-108. Utah's 50-31. Denver's 53-28. Donovan Mitchell had 46 points in the win. Malik Beasley had 25 for Denver. Thunder over the Rockets 112-111. Oklahoma City's 48-33. Houston 53-29. Russell Westbrook had 29 for OKC. James Harden had 39 for Houston. Paul George hit the game winner in this game. This is a game Houston should have won, but give Oklahoma City credit for pulling this one out. Blazers over the Lakers 104-101 on a buzzer beater 3 by Maurice Harkless. Portland 52-29. Lakers finished at 37-45. Maurice Harkless had 26 for Portland, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at 32 for the Lakers. Final night of the regular season. All games are at 8 o'clock and 10:30 respectively. They've been doing now what baseball has done by starting all the games on the final day of the regular season at the same time, except that in baseball they do it on that Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern time, and then that Wednesday night in the NBA they do 8 o'clock and 10:30. 8 o'clock for the East Coast and the Central Time Zone teams, and then 10:30 for the Mountain and the West Coast times. So the 8 o'clock games, you have the Pistons and the Knicks. Pistons are playing for their playoff lives, winning in, and Knicks are riding out the string. They have the worst record locked up. Pacers, Hawks. Pacers have the 5 seed locked up. Hawks aren't playing for much. The Heat at the Nets. The Nets are trying to lock up the 6th seed in the East. They could drop potentially if they lose this game and the Pistons win. And then Miami not playing for anything because they were eliminated. 8 o'clock, ESPN Magic Hornets. Magic are in already. They're just playing for seeding as well as Brooklyn. And Charlotte, they have to win, and they need the Knicks to upset the Pistons in order for themselves to get in. On the call this game, I think, will be Mark Jones and Doris Burke. I'm not 100% sold on that. I think Mike Breen will be doing the Knicks tonight because it's their home finale. So I think you'll see Mark Jones and Dave Pasch do the 2 ESPN games. Mike Breen on the Knicks, and I think Kenny Albert, who normally would sub in for Breen on MSG, is doing the Stanley Cup playoffs, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes. So, pick for this game is the Charlotte Hornets. I think they'll win and cover. Kemba Walker's going to put the team on his back, and they got to play the lights out. It's a must-win game for them, and I'm not saying their season's a success if they win this game and don't make the playoffs, but if they somehow get lucky and the Knicks pull off the home upset, then you got to say that their season was a success if they somehow sneak into the playoffs with that roster and their new coach. The Bulls and the 76ers, the Bulls are tanking. The 76ers have the 3 seed locked up. The Warriors at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are trying to tank. Warriors have the 1 seed locked up. Thunder at the Bucks. The Bucks have the best record locked up. I think they're resting guys tonight. Oklahoma City's playing for seeding. The Mavericks at the Spurs. Dirk Nowitzki's last game in San Antonio. And the Spurs are playing for seeding. 10:30, the Timberwolves at the Nuggets. This game was supposed to be on ESPN, but it got flipped off for Jazz Clippers. Timberwolves aren't playing for anything. They're tanking. And the Nuggets are playing for seeding. The Jazz at the Clippers is the game that's on ESPN now. I think this will be Dave Pasch and Mark Jackson. The Clippers are favored by 6.5. The Clippers are playing for seeding. The Jazz are locked up in the 5 spot. And they're either going to be playing Houston, Portland, or Denver in the first round. Denver's collapse is weird. I don't know what they're doing. I think they should stay in the 2-3 spot. And I don't get why Houston tried harder to win that game last night, but I think OKC, I have to give them more credit. I don't think OKC wants to see Houston at all. I think the Clippers are going to win this game. I think they want a higher seed and show that they want to be good in the playoffs for free agents to come to LA. And the Jazz, like I said, have the 5 seed locked up. So give me the Clippers to win and cover that game. And then the Kings of the Trailblazers. Blazers are playing for seeding. And the Kings are playing for their 40th win. So right now, Milwaukee is the 1 seed locked up. Toronto's locked in 2. Philly's locked in 3. Boston's locked in 4. Indiana's locked in 5. Brooklyn, Orlando are playing for seeding. Detroit winning in. Charlotte needs to win, and Detroit lost. And everybody else in the East is eliminated. To the West, Golden State's locked in 1. Denver's 2. Houston's 3. Portland's 4. Houston and Portland are tied in the loss column. Denver has 28 losses. So there's a chance Denver drops to 4. And Houston could, or Portland could move up to 2. That's amazing. Utah's locked in 5. OKC, San Antonio Clippers are playing for seeding. And then the rest of the West is eliminated. Tonight begins the Stanley Cup playoffs. I did my previews and predictions on a podcast yesterday by myself, and in part 2 I had ESPN's John Buchacross on to give out his predictions for the playoffs and talked about some NHL storylines, and then my buddy Derek came on to offer his first round predictions as well as some thoughts on other NHL storylines as well. So tonight begins the playoffs. There's 5 games on tonight. 7 o'clock on USA. The Blue Jackets at the Lightning. On the call of this game is John Forslund and Pierre Maguire. And it's funny because Forslund, Carolina's finally in the playoffs. I wonder if he'll get some of their games. Obviously not Game 1 because their Game 1 is going to be on NBCSN, and that which means that their home station is going to carry Game 1. I'm sure maybe Game 2 or Game 3 for them, or one of their games will be on NBC because they're playing against a superstar player in Ovechkin in the Capitals. So maybe John Forslund gets that game on NBC, which would please Carolina fans. So I predicted a sweep in the series, so I think Tampa wins. I'm just going to do scores. I think this game will be competitive throughout, and an empty netter puts it away. Let's say 5-3 Tampa Bay is the final. 7:30 NBCSN, the Penguins at the Islanders. Kenny Albert, AJ Malesko, and Brian Boucher on the call. The Penguins are favored to win the series, but the Islanders have home ice advantage. I picked the Penguins in 6. I think the Penguins get off to a good start here and get a road victory, and I'm going to say it's a 3-2 Penguins win in overtime. 8 o'clock on the NHL Network, the Blues at the Jets. On the call this game will be whoever does the Canadian simulcast, because Winnipeg's the home team. I think the Jets win this series in 7 games, and I think they'll take care of business in Game 1 with a 4-3 win. Let's say it's in regulation. 9:30 on the USA Network, the Stars at the Predators. Chris Cuthbert and Joe Micheletti on the call. I think the Predators win this in 5. I just don't think Dallas is that great of a team, and I think the Predators are a team that is just ready for the playoffs. I love Philip Forsberg and company to put on a good show in Game 1. Let's say this is a 4-2 Predators win. And then 10:30 NBCSN, the Golden Knights at the Sharks. Alec Frost and Mike Johnson on the call on NBCSN. I took the Golden Knights in 6, and I think the Golden Knights go out there and take Game 1 on the road. I think this will be another OT game. Let's go 4-3 Golden Knights. Marc-Andre Fleury will make a ton of big saves to help the Golden Knights steal Game 1. So let's go with the Golden Knights 4-3 in overtime. Baseball. Yesterday, some interesting results around the diamond. Indians over the Tigers 8-2. Indians are 7-3. Detroit 7-4. Corey Kluber's 1-2. Jordan Zimmerman 0-1. Top of the first, home run, Leonis Martin 1-0 Indians. Bottom of the first, infield single, Nico Goodrum 1-1. Top of the second, 2-run shot, Brad Miller 3-1 Indians. Home run, Roberto Perez in the top of the fifth, 4-1 Indians. Sacrifice fly by Eric Stamets to give the Indians a 5-1 lead. Bottom of the fifth, RBI double, Miguel Cabrera makes it 5-2. Top of the sixth, home run, Jake Bauer, 6-2 Indians. RBI single by Stamets drives him to 8-2 Indians is your final. Corey Kluber, 6 innings, 7 hits, an earned run, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 3.86. He looks like the Corey Kluber of old in this one. Jordan Zimmerman, predictable regression, 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.5. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 7-5 in the Red Sox home opener. Toronto's 4-8. Boston an ugly 3-9. Matt Shoemaker gets the win. He's 3-0. Chris Sale the loss. He's 0-3. Ken Giles gets his third save of the year. Bottom of the first, home run Mitch Moreland, 1-0 Sox. Bottom of the second, RBI into a double play by Dustin Pedroia. Run scores 2-0 Sox. Top of the third, RBI single Freddie Galvis made it 2-1. Sacrifice fly Teoscar Hernandez makes it 2-2. Top of the fourth, RBI single. Yodel Gurriel Jr. makes it 3-2 Blue Jays. Danny Jansen scores on the pass ball by Christian Vasquez to make it a 4-2 game. Yodel Gurriel Jr. stole home 5-2 Blue Jays. Bottom of the sixth, home run Mookie Betts made it 5-3. Bogart scores on the error by Teoscar Hernandez, make it 5-4. Top of the seventh, RBI single Randall Grichuk makes it 6-4 Jays. Bottom of the eighth, RBI double Xander Bogaerts makes it 6-5. Top of the ninth, RBI double Freddie Galvis makes it 7-5 Blue Jays as your final. Matt Shoemaker, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 0.92. Chris Sale, an ugly 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 9. Rays over the White Sox 10-5. Rays are 9-3. White Sox are 3-7. Charlie Morton gets the win. He's 2-0. Irvin Santana gets the loss. He's 0-1. Top of the first, sacrifice fly Brandon Lowe, 1-0 Rays. Top of the second, home run Avisail Garcia against his former team, 2-0 Rays. 2-run shot Austin Meadows, 4-0 Rays. Top of the third, home run Brandon Lowe, 5-0 Rays. Bottom of the third, home run Yoan Moncada makes it 5-2. Top of the fourth, RBI double Willie Adames makes it 6-2. RBI single Austin Meadows makes it 7-2. Top of the eighth, Adames scores on a wild pitch, makes it 8-2. Bottom of the eighth, RBI single Tim Anderson makes it 8-3. Infield single by Eloy Jimenez makes it 8-4. Then you get a walk by Jose Rondon to make it 8-5. Top of the ninth, RBI single Kevin Kiermaier makes it 9-5. Walk by Austin Meadows makes it 10-5, and that was your final. Charlie Morton, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 2.25. Irvin Santana, 3 2/3 innings, 7 and 7 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout, ERA an ugly 17.18. Reds over the Marlins 14-0. Reds are 2-8. Miami 3-8. Luis Castillo gets a win. He's 1-1. Jose Arena the loss. He's 0-3. Bottom of the first, RBI single Eugenio Suarez, 1-0 Reds. Bottom of the third, RBI single Scott Schebler, 2-0 Reds. Bottom of the fourth, home run Jesse Winker makes it 4-0. RBI single Jesse Winker scores in 2 because of an error. 6-0 Reds. Home run Matt Kemp with 2-run scoring, so it's a 3-run shot. 9-0 Reds. Home run Eugenio Suarez, 10-0. Home run Scott Schebler, 11-0. Bottom of the seventh, 3-run shot Kyle Farmer, 14-0 Reds. That's an impressive win for Cincinnati. Luis Castillo, 7 innings, 2 hits, no one runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA a sparkling 0.92. Jose Urena, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 9.22. Athletics over the Orioles 13-2. Oakland 7-8. Baltimore 5-6. Brian Anderson gets the win. He's 3-0. Brett Anderson. And Jalen Means gets the loss. He's 1-1. Top of the second, infield single Jerkson Profar, 1-0 A's. Pinder scores on the error by Hansel Alberto, 2-0 A's. 3-run shot, Marcus Semien, 5-0 A's. Top of the 7th, home run, Jurickson Profar, 6-0. Bottom of the 7th, 2-run double, Pedro Severino makes it 6-2. Top of the 8th, RBI single, Jurickson Profar actually drove in 2, make it 8-2. RBI double, Josh Phegley makes it 9-2. Sacrifice fly, Marcus Semien makes it 10-2. Top of the 9th, 2-run single by Ramon Laureano makes it 12-2. And an RBI single by Jurickson Profar made it 13-2. Brett Anderson, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.5. Jalen Means, 3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, and a strikeout, ERA 2.08. Nationals over the Phillies 10-6 in 10 innings. This was a good game. Nats 5-5, Phillies 7-3. Sean Doolittle gets the win, he's 3-0. Jose Alvarez, the loss, he's 0-1. Top of the 1st, sacrifice fly, Anthony Rendon, 1th Nats. Bottom of the 3rd, home run, Maikel Franco, 1-1. Bottom of the 3rd as well, 3-run shot, Bryce Harper against his former team, 4-1 Phils. Bottom of the 4th, 2-run triple, Gene Segura, 6-1 Phils. Top of the 6th, RBI double, Anthony Rendon makes it a 6-2 game. Top of the 7th, 2-run shot, Yan Gomes makes it a 6-4 game. Home run, Howie Kendrick makes it a 6-5 game. Top of the 9th, home run, Victor Robles makes it a 6-6 game. Top of the 10th, a 3-run shot by Juan Soto makes it 9-6 Nats, and an RBI double by Robles makes it 10-6. Steven Strasburg, 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.4. Aaron Nola, 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, ERA 6.46. I don't know what's wrong with Aaron Nola to start the season. Twins over the Mets, 14-8. This is a shocker to me only because it was Jacob deGrom on the mound, and he struggled. As the Mets dropped to 6-4, the Twins improved to 6-3. Trevor Hildenberger to win, he's 2-0. Jacob deGrom to loss, he's 2-1. Top of the 2nd, home run, Mitch Garver, 1-0 Twins. Bottom of the 2nd, RBI double by Ahmed Rosario, 1-1. Top of the 3rd, wild pitch by deGrom scores in Polanco, 2-1. 2-run shot, Eddie Rosario makes it 4-1. Another home run by Mitch Garver, 5-1. Bottom of the 3rd, home run, Brendan Nimmo makes it 5-2. Home run, Michael Conforto makes it 5-3. Top of the 4th, RBI single by Max Kepler makes it 6-3. Top of the 6th, home run, Jonathan Scope makes it 7-3 Twins. Bottom of the 7th, home run, Peter Alonso makes it 7-4. Top of the 8th, Buxton scores on the error by Peter Alonso, makes it 8-4. 2-run shot by Jorge Polanco makes it 10-4. Top of the 9th, RBI single by Jason Castro makes it 11-4. 3-run shot, Jonathan Scope is 2nd of the game, 14-4 Twins. Bottom of the 9th, another home run by Peter Alonso. 2-run shot makes it 14-6. Bases loaded walk, Jeff McNeil makes it 14-7. And fielder choice by Travis d'Arnaud makes it 14-8. And that's your final. Kyle Gibson, 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 7.71. Jacob deGrom, an ugly outing, 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, ERA 3.18. Cardinals over the Dodgers 4-0. A good win for St. Louis. They're 6-5. Dodgers 8-4. John Brebbia gets the win. Ross Stripling the loss. Bottom of the 1st, ground rule double. Yadier Molina, 1-0 Cards. 2-run double, Yadier Molina, 3-0 Cards. Bottom of the 5th, home run, Paul Goldschmidt makes it 4-0. That was your final. Dakota Hudson started. Pitch count was too high, that's why he didn't qualify for the win. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.79. Ross Stripling, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.78. Mariners over the Royals 6-3. Seattle 11-2. KC 2-8. Marco Gonzalez gets the win. He's 4-0. Jacob Junis the loss. He's 1-1. Anthony Swarzak gets his 2nd save of the year. Top of the 1st, home run Jay Bruce, 1-0 Mariners. Bottom of the 1st, infield single Roel Mondesi, 1-1. Top of the 3rd, RBI groundout Jay Bruce makes it 2-1. Bottom of the 3rd, sacrifice fly Roberto Mondesi, 2-2. Top of the 4th, RBI single that drove in 2 for D. Gordon, 4-2 Mariners. Top of the 7th, sacrifice fly Ryan Haley makes it 5-2. RBI single, David Moore makes it 6-2. And the bottom of the 7th, sacrifice fly by Billy Hamilton made it 6-3, and that's your final. Marco Gonzalez, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.16. Jacob Junis, 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts, ERA 5.74. Braves over the Rockies, 7-1. The Braves are 7-4. Rockies 3-9. Max Fried gets the win. He's 2-0. Herman Marquez the loss. He's 1-1. Top of the 2nd, home run Ronald Acuna Jr. won at the Braves. Top of the 4th, RBI single Freddie Freeman makes it 2-0. 3-run shot Dansby Swanson, 5-0 Braves. Bottom of the 4th, RBI single Ian Desmond makes it 5-1. Top of the 8th, RBI single Nick Markakis makes it 6-1. RBI double in the top of the 9th by Charlie Culberson made it 7-1. That's your final. Max Fried, 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, an ERA of 0. Herman Marquez, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 3. The Diamondbacks defeat the Rangers 5-4 as the Diamondbacks go to 6-5. Rangers are 5-6. Matt Andriese gets the win. He's 2-0. Jose Leclerc the loss. He's 1-1. Top of the 1st, RBI double by Elvis Andrus, 1-0 Rangers. RBI ground out Nomar Mazara, 2-0 Rangers. Top of the 2nd, RBI single Elvis Andrus makes it 3-0. Fielder's choice Nomar Mazara makes it 4-0. Bottom of the 3rd, home run by John Ryan Murphy made it 4-1. Bottom of the 7th, home run Nick Ahmed made it 4-3. Bottom of the 9th, RBI double Eduardo Escobar made it 4-3. And the walk-off home run by Gerard Dyson gives the Diamondbacks a 5-4 victory. Zach Greinke, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 9 strikeouts, ERA 7.16. Mike Minor, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.76. Giants over the Padres 7-2. San Francisco's 4-8, San Diego 7-5. Derek Holland gets the win, he's 1-1. Joey Lucchesi the loss, he's 2-1. Bottom of the 2nd, RBI single Evan Longoria 1-0. RBI double Yangervis Solarte 2-0. 3-run double Kevin Pillar 5-0. RBI single Tyler Austin 6-0. Bottom of the 4th, sacrifice fly Kevin Pillar makes it 7-0. Top of the 7th, home run Hunter Renfroe makes it 7-1. Top of the 8th, RBI double Will Myers makes it 7-2. That's your final. Derek Collins, 7 innings, 5 hits, and 1 run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Joey Lucchesi, 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.4. Angels over the Brewers 11-8. The Angels are 6-6. Milwaukee's 8-4. Cam Bedrosian gets the win. He's 1-0. Alex Claudio the loss. He's 0-1. Cody Allen gets his 3rd save of the year. Bottom of the 1st, a 6-run inning. RBI single Albert Pujols, 1-0 Angels. RBI single Brian Goodwin, 2-0 Angels. Infield single Jonathan Lucroy makes it 3-0. 3-run shot Tommy LaStalla, 6-0 Angels. Top of the 2nd, RBI double Ben Gamble makes it 6-1. RBI single by Hernan Perez makes it 6-2. RBI double Lorenzo Cain makes it 6-3. Top of the 4th, 2-run shot Yasmani Grandal makes it a 1-run game. Bottom of the 4th, Tommy LaStalla hits another home run to make it 7-5. Top of the 5th, game-tying home run Mike Moustakas makes it 7-7. Followed by a home run by Grandal, 2nd of the game. 8-7 Brewers. Bottom of the 5th, RBI single Jonathan Lucroy makes it 8-8. Bottom of the 7th, bases loaded walk Jonathan Lucroy makes it 9-8. Bottom of the 8th, RBI double Andrelton Simmons makes it 10-8. And a sacrifice fly by Albert Pujols makes it an 11-8 final. Matt Harvey, 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 home runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA of 10.05. Oof. Freddie Peralta, 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts, ERA an ugly 6.91. Today's game's about to get underway. You have the Indians against the Tigers. On the bump, Trevor Bauer and Michael Boyd. Bauer 1-0 with a 0.64. Boyd 0-1 with a 3.18. 2 o'clock, Rays White Sox. Rays going for the sweep. Tyler Glasnow against Reynaldo Lopez. Glasnow 2-0 with a 0.82. Lopez 0-1 with a 10 ERA. Braves Rockies postponed. It's supposed to be a 3 o'clock game. Makeup date August 26th. 3:45 Padres Giants. You have Derek Rodriguez going for San Francisco. And Nick Marvichius going for San Diego. Marvichius is 0-1 with the 1.8. Rodriguez 1-1 with the 5.23. 640 Marlins Reds. Trevor Richards and Tyler Mahle. Richards 0-1 with the 3 ERA. Mahle doesn't have a decision, but has an ERA of 0. 7 o'clock, the Athletics at the Orioles. Frankie Montas and Dan Straley. Montas 1-1 with the 2.45. Straley, no decisions with the ugly 33.75 ERA. Nationals Phillies. Jeremy Hellickson against Nick Pivetta. Hellickson doesn't have a decision with a 9 ERA. Pivetta 1-0 with the 6.52. Twins Mets. Jake Odorizzi and Noah Syndergaard. Both pitchers are 0-1. Odorizzi's ERA is 6.75. Syndergaard has a 4.5. 7:40 Yankees Astros. Astros going for the sweep. James Paxton and Colin McHugh. Both pitchers are 1-1. Paxton has a 4.09 ERA. McHugh has a 2.45. Even though the game isn't on ESPN, it's on the MLB Network. I'm going to make a pick for it because this is a huge series, probably the ALCS. I'm going to say the Yankees avoid the sweep and get the win. Paxton has owned the Astros throughout his career when he was with the Mariners. And I think this was going to be the game that the Yankees were going to steal this whole time. I thought they'd lose the first two, but not in the fashion that they lost the first two. But I think they salvaged the series a little bit and get a win with their ace as of right now on the bump in James Paxton. 7:45, the Dodgers at the Cardinals. Hit the Maeda and Jack Flaherty. Maeda 2-0 with a 3.09. Flaherty doesn't have a decision, but he has a 3.86. 8 o'clock, the Pirates at the Cubs. Jordan Lyles and Yu Darvish. Lyles doesn't have a decision, but he has a 0 ERA. Darvish 0-1 with an 8.1. 8:15, Mariners Royals. Yusei Kikuchi against Heath Fillmyer. Kikuchi, no decisions with a 4.02, and Fillmyer doesn't have a decision. And he's actually making his debut tonight. 9:40, Rangers Diamondbacks. Lance Lynn and Robbie Ray, both pitchers 0-1. Ray has a 4.35, Lynn has a 6.39. And at 10 o'clock, the Brewers are at the Angels. Brandon Woodruff and Felix Pena. Woodruff 1-0 with the 6 ERA. Pena 0-1 with the 5.4. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Masters, which is going to be underway by today. Or really, actually, tomorrow. But they're just doing coverage beginning today. So the defending champion is Patrick Reed. The number 1 golfer right now is Rory McIlroy. But I'm not going to pick him to win the tournament. I know Brooks Koepka is going to be a popular choice. There's a lot of good candidates to win the Masters. I think Tiger has a chance, believe it or not. Phil Mickelson has been doing well. Justin Thomas, Justin Day, Justin Rose. There's a lot of good candidates out there, as I mentioned. But I'm going to go with Justin Day to win. I just have a gut feeling about him. He's had a good start to the golf season. Like I said, a lot of candidates to win. There could be an unexpected winner. I think the big storyline is how far does Tiger go? Because he had some runs last year in some of the tournaments that looked reminiscent of the Tiger of old and erased a lot of demons last year. So I think that's a big storyline to watch. But I'm going to go with Justin Day to win the 2019 Masters. Before I do my best bet, the NHL Draft Lottery was last night. It was a surprise because for once the favorite did not win. And the winner of the Draft Lottery was the New Jersey Devils. who moved up from number 3 to win the lottery. Picking second, the New York Rangers, who were supposed to pick 6th and ended up moving up. Picking third is the Chicago Blackhawks, who were supposed to pick 12th, but they ended up moving up. And then Colorado was picking 4th, and that was the pick they got into the Shane deal from Ottawa. And everyone thought that was going to be the number 1 pick because they had the best odds. Picking 5th is the Los Angeles Kings. Picking 6th is the Detroit Red Wings. 7th, the Buffalo Sabres. 8th, the Edmonton Oilers. 9th, the Anaheim Ducks. 10th, the Vancouver Canucks. 11th, Philadelphia Flyers. 12th, the Minnesota Wild. 13th, the Florida Panthers. 14th, the Arizona Coyotes. And 15th, the Montreal Canadiens. And that's your draft lottery. And the Devils, obviously, the winners of the Jack Hughes sweepstakes. And the Rangers have nothing to be ashamed about by picking second because there's a Finnish stud that most people believe will end up going second in this draft by the name of Kaapo Kakko. And I know a lot of people are excited about him, and there's actually some debate that he might actually jump Hughes and go number 1. But I think Jack Hughes is the clear number 1 guy. And now on to my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. A couple NBA teams along with an NHL team and the baseball team. 76ers, Spurs, Pistons, Nets, Hornets, Nuggets, Blazers, Clippers, Lightning, and Indians. A little over 19-1 odds, wagering $1.35 with a possible payout of $27.20. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the first night of Stanley Cup playoff hockey. Talk about the NBA matchups a little bit. I'm going to have my special NBA playoff preview podcast tomorrow and Friday. Obviously talk baseball, the Masters, and more NBA coaching news. We'll get more into the Lakers and Magic Johnson and Luke Walton's future as well. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.